This video will explain the pit stop process during races at Bushnell Motorsports Park for teamed events. Pit stops can be driver changes or double stints. Every time you make a 60-second pit stop, you will do a kart swap. Drivers are allowed to double stint. BMP does not tell you when to stop. It is up to your team's strategy to ensure that you get the minimum number of required pit stops during the race. First, I will explain driver weights, then we will go into details about the actual pit stop process. For endurance races at BMP, drivers are weighted up to 210 pounds. When you check in for the race, you will be weighed in at the front counter. If you weigh more than 210 pounds, no additional weight will be carried. If you weigh less than 210 pounds, you will need to add weight to your cart. The blue weights are 22 pounds, the yellow weights are 8 pounds, and the green weights are 4 pounds. You will be given a wristband with the weights that will get you to the minimum of 210 pounds. If you weigh less than 140, just add as much weight to the cart as possible, which would be 2 blue weights, 2 green weights, and 1 yellow weight. If you drive during the race without the minimum weight requirement, there will be a 1 lap per missing pound penalty. It is your responsibility during your pit stops to load and unload the weight from your cart. If you leave the grid without your weight and return to the grid on the same lap and put the correct weight in, no additional penalty will be given. Now that we have covered the weights, we will go into details about the actual pit stop process. First from the driver's point of view, then from the new driver's responsibilities. It is recommended that your team bring some sort of flagging system, maybe a pit board or a t-shirt to wave, something to signal that your teammates that it's time for a pit stop. It is also important that a driver has a way to signal to his teammates that he is coming in for a pit stop. This ensures that the next driver is always ready, waiting on the grid. Two-way communication devices are allowed in BMP endurance races. When it is time for your pit stop, put your hand up to notify the other drivers that you are making a pit stop this lap. This should be done coming towards the pits starting near the round building. After the chicane, stay on the right side of the track using the outside lane of the last turn exiting the track onto pit road. Once you get onto pit road, the white line designates the start of pit road and the walking speed limit is enforced. Once you cross from the asphalt to the concrete, your 60-second pit time will start. Pull into the line of carts and stop. If you are doing a driver change, remove your weight and return it to the weight cart on your left or right. If you are double stinting, take your weight to the first cart in line on the grid. A BMP track attendant will remove your transponder and your number plate with your team's wristband and put it on the next cart your team will be driving. To exit the grid, walk to the front, wait till the coast is clear, and do not duck under the railing at any time. When you are the next driver to race for your team, make sure you are prepared. Have your helmet on and any other racing gear you will be using. First, you will check in with the BMP track attendant who has the lane selection spinner. When your driver enters the pit lane, you will press the spinner and it will select A or B. Once you are checked in, wait until the teammate stops the cart before entering the front of the grid. You will then go to your side, A or B, and then put your weights in your cart, jump in, and make sure that you buckle your seatbelt. Make sure you are getting in the cart with your team's wristband. You don't want to drive for someone else's team. Most racers have extra time in the cart prior to the 60-second limit. Stay safe, no need to run. Do not yell or scream at the BMP staff timing the pit stop. The more antsy you look, the slower the clock gets. At the end of 60 seconds, you will be released from the pits to rejoin the race. It is your responsibility to rejoin and merge in a safe and practical manner that does not interfere with anyone's progress on the racing surface. If you merge unsafely, causing another driver to deviate from the racing line, your team will be immediately penalized on the computer by the removal of 1 lap. There will be no warnings for this. As a side note, a driver who is on the track also has a responsibility to avoid and prevent any accidents caused by an unsafe merge. The penalty will still be given to the new driver's team who merged unsafely, but it is still your responsibility to avoid accidents. A small hindrance of a few seconds because you had to slow down is better than 2 broken carts or a 30-second spin out. If multiple drivers enter the pits at the same time, the first team will get in the first cart on the grid. The second team will get into the second cart, and so on. It is important that you remember to check your wristband on the number plate to make sure that you've entered the correct cart. If you pull in for a pit stop and there are no carts in line, your team will stay in its current cart. Once carts become available, the rotation will start again.